Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CUTV NewsCenter. I'm Danny Beck.
And I'm Mari Boyle.
More than 100,000 homes were without power throughout the Mid-Atlantic region as Winter Storm Toby created chaos on the second day of spring. Here in California, snow totals range from 5 to 7 inches. However, higher elevations saw their totals rise a bit more. The National Weather Service in Pittsburgh registered a total of 8.7 inches, which is the third highest amount ever observed in the spring. The last time the snow totals reached this amount was in 1902, when the totals eclipsed 10.5 inches. With the sun peeking through the clouds for much of the day today, most of the accumulation is on the way out.
The son of a Monessen priest has been arrested on attempted burglary charges. Police say 28-year-old Gregory Servo broke into the St. Spiridon Greek Orthodox Church on Wednesday afternoon around 1:30. Servo was spotted on surveillance video entering a room where the church safe was located and going through cabinets looking to take money. Police say they do not believe Servo stole anything, but the church council president told police that Servo's father is a priest at the church and said he believed that Servo took his father's keys to gain access to the building. Police said there was no evidence of forced entry, and it wasn't the first time Servo entered the church without permission. Servo was arraigned in Westmoreland County Court with a preliminary hearing set for Friday, April 6th. A Westmoreland County woman is facing criminal charges after giving birth and allegedly leaving her newborn in a trash bin at the convenience store. It happened last September at the 7-Eleven in North Bell Vernon. Paramedics were called to the store around 1 o'clock in the afternoon because of a report that a woman suffered a miscarriage in the restroom. When they arrived on scene, paramedics said they heard the sound of a baby whimpering and found it had been placed in a bag inside a trash bin. Police said 25-year-old Brittany Conway later admitted to an officer that she gave birth to the baby in the restroom and then placed it in the trash can. The newborn survived the incident and did not appear to be injured. Conway now faces charges of reckless endangerment and endangering the welfare of children.
Police arrested a Washington County man in connection with a robbery at a bank in Bentleyville last week. 30-year-old Glenn Allen Flory Jr. of Mariana was taken into custody outside the Meadows Casino about 4 hours after he allegedly robbed the CFS Bank on Main Street last Thursday afternoon. Bentleyville police say Flory walked into the bank and wrote the demand for money on a deposit slip before handing it to a teller. He did not appear to have a weapon, though police identified Flory through surveillance video and later found him in a pickup truck outside the Meadows Casino in North Strabane Township. Police arrested Flory and 2 others in the pickup truck, but they were released after police determined they were not involved in the robbery. Police said Flory had some of the money that was reportedly stolen from the bank when he was arrested. He was also placed in Washington County Jail and is expected to face charges of robbery and theft. The State Department of Transportation is looking to replace an old bridge near California Borough. PennDOT is proposing to replace the bridge along Route 88 that spans Route 40 at the interchange of West Brownsville and California. The new bridge will be raised about 3 feet from its current level in order to provide a required 16-foot clearance over Route 40. Officials say the structure will have 2 14-foot lanes and a 2-foot concrete divider. PennDOT held a public meeting on the bridge construction proposal on March 15th. Plans also call for minor work around the new bridge along with new guardrails, updated signs, and pavement markings. No word on when construction is set to begin.
A popular bar and restaurant in North Bell Vernon is closing and moving to a new location. The Foster House on Broad Avenue has been at this location for more than 27 years, but an announcement on Facebook says the owner of the building has decided to terminate the lease. The restaurant will be reopening at a location about 3 miles away at a site on Cook Road. It will be at the site that used to be occupied by the Rusty Star Saloon. The Foster House says it will continue to serve a full menu at the new location, including their famous King sandwiches, and they plan to add pizza and hoagies to the menu. The bar and restaurant on the borough's main street has been around since the late 1930s. It has changed hands several times throughout the years, but the current owners bought the establishment in 1990. An announcement about their closing date and grand reopening at the new location will be made by the end of March.
The Ritchieville Volunteer Fire Department will be taken over by hunters, anglers, and a variety of game dishes as the 21st Annual Outdoor Bash and Wild Game Dinner take place this Saturday, March 24th at 6 p.m. Calu's chapter of the Wildlife Society has teamed up with the Rough Grouse Society and local number 1 of the National Wild Turkey Federation to provide food and fun for the community to enjoy. The game dishes this year will include deer, elk, bear, pheasant, rabbit, turtle, and even alligator. Along with the food selections, those in attendance could also win a raffle that contains outdoor gear, artwork, and other wildlife-related activities. The cost of the event is $20, and the tickets could be purchased in advance or at the door. And Mari, speaking on those wild food choices at the Wild Game Dinner, what food choices have you had that are kind of a little bit odd, out of the normal?
I haven't had that many exotic foods, certainly nothing as exotic as alligator that they're going to have at the game dinner, but I've heard great things about the dinner, that the food's very good, so it should be an interesting time. Have you had any crazy foods? I
have. I had stingray, so alligator should be kind of easy to handle, I guess.
Yeah.
We smoked the stingray, so it wasn't anything wild, but the Wild Game Dinner, obviously the name itself, you're going to have a little bit of odd choices.
Yeah.
I know they have turtle soup. They had turtle soup last year, and a lot of different wild choices, so I'm looking forward to I'm going to go, so I'm going to looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Let me know how the food is. I'm sure it'll be great, like always.
Without
Very exciting.
Without a doubt. When we come back after the break, Stephen Ruffing takes us on a trip around the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Dylan, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks. Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
Welcome back to CUTV NewsCenter. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your entertainment report. Our campus radio station, WCAL, has a number of talented DJs, and CUTV reporter Zoe Webster won't stop until we know them all. She shows us who's on the dial for this week.
Hello everyone, my name is Zoe Webster, and this week on the dial we will be interviewing one of our DJs, D. Marquez. Hi D, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
First off, let's ask, what is your DJ name?
My DJ name is DJ Sweet D. One of our graduated members had gifted me the name because of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, gotcha. That's pretty cool. So what's your major here at CalU?
I am a dual major of theater and English with a concentration in creative writing.
All right, awesome. How did you become introduced to the station?
I met some friends. Well, I came down for registration over the summer, and I met some friends, and they talked to me all summer, and then when I got here, they just kind of dragged me in, and then I met you, and then
It was me.
I got here, and it was pretty great.
What is the genre of your show?
I have a variety show.
Okay, and when is that?
Tuesdays from 8 to 10.
Awesome. And do you have a name for your show?
The Variety ABCs with Sweet D.
What is your favorite memory of the station?
The first time that we had our little group, it was Zach, you, me, and Taylor. Zach brought me Starbucks, and we were just at my show listening. I was like, wow, I have friends. It's pretty great.
Station brings us together. Well, thank you very much for interviewing with me today.
You're welcome.
For CUTV NewsCenter, this has been Zoe Webster on the dial.
WCAL is excited to announce another way to listen, a new partnership with Radio FX. Radio FX specializes in connecting you to college stations around the country and will allow the listener to interact with the DJ in a more social setting. Don't get left out in the cold. Download the Radio FX app today and follow WCAL. Although the weather kept classes from being held, it didn't stop spoken word artist Kay Love, the poet, from making her trip to Cal U yesterday. Kay Love made her way down to the Vulcan Theater all the way from Chicago to spread her wisdom through words. Love is a poet, an author, and a mentor who just recently had her own book published. She spreads her word through poetry, writing, and thought. During her show, she soothed the crowd with creative words about family, love, and being a better person. After the show, students lined up to give and receive a special hug from Kay Love. The event was part of Wisdom Wednesday, presented by SAB. Renegade Wrestling Alliance is an independent wrestling association that features local up-and-coming talent. RWA hosts a wrestling event every month in the West Newton Gymnasium. Local wrestler Noctis exclusively introduces the March event to CUTV.
This Saturday, March 24th, the hottest independent wrestling promotion in Pittsburgh presents RWA's March to Victory. Myself and Nick Neer are taking on King Kalua and Dancing Dante Davis. And the scum of society are going to storm the gates and bring the war directly to the king and his jester.
For $15 a ticket, you can watch the event live in West Newton or stream it on their Facebook page. Spring is in the air, and for local high schools, that means it's musical season. Every spring, high school theater departments put their best foot forward to produce the best musical in the Mon Valley. A few local musicals coming up involve Monessen, who will be performing Anything Goes from March 22nd to March 24th. Yawk will be hitting the stage with Cinderella on March 23rd through the 25th. California High School hits the seas with Little Mermaid on April 12th, 13th, and 14th. Elizabeth Forward will perform Legally Blonde from April 12th through the April 15th. Keep an eye out for your local high school's musical list in the upcoming months. And to round out entertainment for this week, we have Pitch Perfect 3 in the Vulcan Theater. After the highs of winning the World Championships, the Bellas find themselves split apart in discovering there aren't job prospects for making music with your mouth. But when they get the chance to reunite for an overseas USO tour, this group of awesome nerds will come together to make some music and some questionable decisions one last time. Show times are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 4, 7, and 10 p.m., Saturday and Sunday. Mari, Danny, just going off the spring season, high schools doing their musicals. It's that season, it's that time of year. California and the Student Activities Board are offering to go see Rent at the Heinz Hall on a Broadway musical. There's no transportation provided, but tickets are going to be $5. You can get them at the info desk. $5 for Rent. That's pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a huge deal. Rent is a great show, so it's great that they're offering it to students for an affordable price. Yeah. That'll be really exciting for students to have that opportunity to see that show.
No question about it. And I went to Broadway when I was younger. My grandparents would take me to Broadway all the time. It's the one that I didn't see. Musical. I'm not really big into musicals, but still, it's a great opportunity for an affordable price and $5.
Yeah, that's spring. It's high schools, they're doing their musicals. Cal, they had just had theirs earlier in the month, but it's just everywhere. Musicals are, hitting
Popping
spring.
Up.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, thank you, Steven. After the break, Colin Kirkwood has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Dylan, what's wrong, man? I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to CUTV NewsCenter. I'm Colin Kirkwood with your sports report. Cheney University of Pennsylvania has decided upon leaving the NCAA as well as the PSAC once this academic year concludes. The institution will look to join a new conference to continue its sports programs, including men's and women's basketball, track and field, and volleyball. Per the PSAC website, the conference board of directors will begin taking action to begin the search for a new conference member in order to restore the conference back to 18 members. Cheney remains as the only PSAC member school to capture an NCAA D2 men's basketball championship in 1978 when they defeated UW Green Bay 47-40. The Mon Valley Sabres are officially ready for action this season. After the team's first ever offseason, they will begin their inaugural season in the Premier Amateur Football League, or PAFL for short. The PAFL supports 49 teams over 3 different tiers. The Sabres will be competing in the 3rd tier of the league in the Eastern Conference of the Stars division. In the first game in franchise history will be March 24th when the Sabres battle Tier 1 Pittsburgh Rangers in a preseason matchup at Menneson's Memorial Stadium. Kickoff is scheduled for 4 p.m. The women's basketball season concluded for the Vulcans when they fell to IUP in the first round of the national tournament before spring break. Now that the offseason has arrived, the yearly accolades have begun to roll in. Senior Shatara Parsons was awarded one of these awards when she was named an All-American player by the Division II Conference Commissioners Association. Parsons was named to the 3rd team after finishing her historic campaign. The campaign included finishing 9th on the scoring list for the university with 1,501 points, 3rd in recorded blocks with 187, and only the 7th player in history to record 600 points in a singular season. She also received an All-American honorable mention from the Women's Basketball Coaches Association this past Sunday. We here at CUTV NewsCenter wish her a big congrats and nothing but success in her future. Finally, let's take a look at the upcoming athletic events for the Vulcans. After having their doubleheader versus Bloomsburg on Tuesday canceled, the baseball team will be having a busy weekend. They will be playing 4 games over the next 2 days against the number 15 ranked Mercyhurst Lakers. The first 2 will occur in Erie at 1 and 3 p.m., while the other 2 will be at Wild Things Park on Saturday. Also on Saturday, the track and field team will be hosting the Early Bird Invitational up at Adamson Stadium. The men's golf team will be hosting the annual Coaches versus Team Intercollegiate Classic in Crofton, Maryland this coming Monday. And finally, women's tennis season is getting underway with 2 matches in the upcoming week. The first will be at home versus Edinburgh on Tuesday at 1 p.m. and then on the road Friday at Mercyhurst on 12 p.m. And guys, the Sweet 16 is getting underway here, so we're going to have our first round of games going on tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of rapid fire here, give you guys the game and see who you're going to pick. We'll go with Texas A&M and Michigan in the first game.
If you want to start off, Maury, because I don't know who I'm going to pick in this one.
For me, it's Michigan.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Michigan as well. I mean, Texas A&M. I don't know. Michigan's a safe bet.
It's going to be a close one.
It most definitely is.
Next up, we've got Loyola Chicago and Nevada.
Definitely have to go Loyola Chicago.
I was going to say Loyola Chicago's had a great run during this tournament.
Yes. Can't go against Sister Jean,
That's
too.
right. You can't go against Sister Jean. Kansas State and Kentucky?
Kentucky's youth, I think, is going to be a big one in this contest, but I still think that they're gonna rally together. I mean, Coach Cal is one of those guys that can rally his team. This is the best coaching he's done in his entire career, so I think I'm going to go with Kentucky in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Danny there, and I think Kentucky will pull that one off.
And finally, Florida State and Gonzaga.
That's one of the ones that I don't really know. I might go
way.
Florida State.
I'm
honestly.
hopeful for Gonzaga with that one.
Yeah, I mean, my bracket's already done, so why not at this point?
No kidding, everybody's already done at this point.
It's like Arizona and Virginia, when they both lost, I was just like, forget it. It's done. So, well, thank you, Colin, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on NewsCenter.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV NewsCenter and our Twitter page at CUTV_PA.
Don't forget that Cal Times will be publishing a new edition of the newspaper in 1 week across campus. Also, tune in to 91.9 FM WCAL in your car or online at sai.calu.edu/WCAL.
Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your evening.